They can still reach second. Freak, thank you very much. And that was the first piece of the puzzle, a win over G2, very much needed. Let's jump into champion select here.
Yeah, let's.
The most important things that I notice are Ryze secured again for SKT, but this time foregoing Nidalee for the Lee Sin for blank.
Most important thing I noticed is that we now have video evidence of Korea copying North America meta with the supports coming in here. Wolf played a beautiful Soraka to cover the Sivir in lane, just heal her back up in a bad lane. But yes, what you touched on, that's also important, Dash. The Ryze first pick there for Faker.
It's what they had found success on at the beginning of the tournament.
The main thing was, yeah, the Lee Sin that you point out. Everybody would go for the Nidalee because, you know, Nidalee top right now, and if they saw MLXG do what he did, but Blank, he's not comfortable on it. We saw them not be able to perform on it, and his Lee Sin was really strong. He was very comfortable in going to a volatile lane. It was actually seemed like a kind of a basic mistake from Trick. Whenever you have these top laners that are going to trade a whole bunch and get low like a Poppy Ekko matchup, that's where ganking junglers are going to be attracted to. And it seemed like a very easy early move for Blank, and he executed it really well.
Yeah, I think this game overall will be a confidence boost for SKT. They were favorites to win, but I think the manner in which they won, going back to a comfortable champion for Faker, getting Wolf on a support where despite not really having a playmaking support, he had some really good silence zones. Yes, that's Soraka, you know, that's all you can. You heal people and you silence, but he had that one play on Perkz where Perkz was trying to shuffle him out. I was like, nope, you're silenced right now. You just got outplayed. That has to feel good for SKT.
Yeah, and I think like SKT this game, this goes back to Koma a little bit. He actually encourages his players to step outside the box and pick different champions. Because coming into the tournament, everyone's saying like Nidalee first, but maybe that's just not Blank's champ.
They also like revert to an older playstyle where SKT waits and kind of baits out mistakes from their opponents, then turn it around, then make the play. It backfired a few times in this tournament already, and then they started going needlessly aggressive, but the last few games that they've won, and the most convincing ones, is them just biding their time, waiting for an opening, especially against a team like G2 that was just desperate to get something going, but it just wasn't working.
I also like the overall comp, you know, Sivir speed boost with the Ryze, getting right in there. It made it really easy for them once they got this lead to execute and finish that out.
And ultimately, I think we only have like one replay that sums up the game. Really, it was a crucial phase here in the mid game where there was a team fight going on, and if G2 did not have any internal struggles so far, yeah, they will have them now right here. The Faker delivery system of the Perkz, that just adds insult to injury. I was just very sad.
It's almost it's kind of the story of the tournament for G2, right? I mean, on top of not performing to the level we expected, things just not going well for them left and right. You know,
mean, it's a good intention. You know, you don't want to knock the guy out, and then you just remember that the map is
upside down. The funniest part is Ryze's legs. He's running as he's
Yeah, thank you very much for the delivery there. Overall, SKT,
you're welcome.
Yeah, picking up the victory, which is going to be a huge confidence boost for them moving forward as they face off against RNG in the last game of the day. I mean, a lot of people are looking at this tournament saying if it's not G2, RNG is going to be the one to contest against SKT, and now the tables are turned, right? It's SKT contesting against RNG to close out our group stage. So either way, that matchup going to be very interesting. Thoughts on that as we gear towards it at the end of the day?
I think this is going to be huge for the crowd. If you look at the stadium today, it's absolutely packed, and whatever play like RNG makes, it's thundering loud in here. So I'm really hyped for the matchup. I still think that MLXG might be outperforming Blank a little bit. He looks really good now.
The result of this match also influences the CLG versus G2 Esports match because G2 just have nothing to lose right now. So either they kind of try and play for fun, which makes them like a little bit of random, can be dangerous for CLG because if you play standard, I think CLG will have the edge. But if a team that has nothing to lose in a tournament like this in the final match generally throws a lot of curveballs.
Yeah, G2. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I just want to say, add on, as far as that SKT RNG matchup at the end of the day, you know, while I'm really glad to see Blank, you know, comfortable on a champion like Lee Sin, it is definitely a big thing they have to worry about. Nidalee, they have to ban it now. They're not willing to play it. And you saw MLXG's Nidalee, he used it extremely well. So that's definitely something to think about for that game.
Absolutely looking forward. SKT will be happy with the victory, getting themselves back on track. Now it's time to head over to the interview lounge where Shox is standing by with SKT's man in the top lane.
Thank you very much, Dash, joined here by Duke. Of course, the top laner for SKT and getting that third victory in a row now. Duke, of course, you guys had that hard 4-game losing streak. How do you reflect on the team's performance now compared to that worst period a couple of days ago?
이제 팀이 이제 4연패를 겪었을 때와 지금 다시 기세를 타고 있는 것 같은데 그 4연패 겪었을 때 팀의 경기력이랑 지금 팀의 경기력을 비교하면 어떤가요?
4연패 했을 때는 경기력이 확실히 떨어져 있었는데 한 경기 한 경기 질 때마다 피드백이 자주 오가면서 계속 기량이 올라가고 있는 상태예요.
It's true that we weren't playing our best while we were on that losing streak, but for each game's loss, we were giving each other a lot of feedbacks, and I think we're improving much more per each game.
Well, the improvement is coming just in time because you have a very, very important game versus RNG coming up later that they won the first time around. How do you think that match is going to go?
확실히 경기력이 올라가는 게 되게 중요한 부분일 것 같은데 이제 오늘 마지막 경기로 이제 1패를 당한 상태로 있는 RNG가 붙게 되는데요. RNG와의 경기가 어떻게 될 거라 예상되시나요?
RNG와의 경기 아직은 많이 힘들 것 같긴 한데 그래도 계속 발전하고 있기 때문에 할 만한 것 같아요.
I think it's going to be very tough to play against RNG. They're a really strong opponent, but we're still improving and we're still getting better. So I think it's going to be a very good matchup.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a very interesting one as well. Now, turning to you personally as a player, in the beginning of the LCK season, you said in an interview you really wanted to be on a team that could win the championship. You did that now with SKT, but now we are at MSI. How important is it for you as a player personally to lead SKT to that title?
그 이전에 이제 롤챔스 인터뷰에서 SKT에 들어온 이유가 이제 우승할 수 있는 팀에 들어가기 위해서라고 말씀하셨었는데 1차적으로 그 목표는 이제 롤챔스 우승하면서 이룬 것 같은데 이제 MSI라는 대회를 우승시키기 위해서 본인의 역할이 얼마나 중요할 것 같은지 어떤 의미가 있는지 말씀해 주세요.
일단 작년에 우승 못했던 대회인 만큼 이번 연도에 꼭 우승하고 싶고 그냥 저희 전부 다 잘해야 우승할 수 있는 대회인 것 같아요. 모든 팀들이 잘하기 때문에.
Of course, since this is the only tournament that SKT wasn't able to win, it means a lot not only for me but also to the team. And I think since all the teams are here are so strong that it's important for all of our teammates to play our best to win this tournament.
Okay, well, we will see what happens on a 3-game winning streak. Congratulations, Duke and SKT. Another victory for them. As for us, we have to take a short break, but we will be right back as Supermassive takes on the Flash Wolves at MSI 2016. Stay right there.
Ourselves into the third game of the day, a battle for who will make it into the playoffs. The final spot on the line, SKT vs G2. Here we go. But Trick flashes in for the play, Wish turns it around, and Trick suddenly wishes he weren't there at all. Blank gets the kill, 3-0, hybrid roaming, missing the ulti as Blank ward hops out. Trick is here, already a kill picked up for one, but Blank will be next up. A big Ekko stun, and somehow they're not dying. Blank is alive, walking away, are you serious? A knockback by Perkz, and figures, all right, delivery to the team, I'll kill everybody for you, and does so. That's a 1-for-1 though. Emperor could be next, but he takes down Blank first. SKT have now secured a spot in the semifinals. G2 cannot end anything but 5th place here at the Midseason Invitational.